CEO of Remake. We are an advocacy organization focused on getting women in fashion paid fairly. And as someone who has had a decade-long fight, it is my life's honor to share the factory floor with you, Senator Gillibrand, to talk about bringing jobs of dignity and a sustainable industry right here at home. You know, this is not a new fight. 100 years ago, as the Senator noted, there were women right on the front lines who were fighting for dignified jobs, for unionized jobs, when the terrible Triangle Shirt Race factory fire happened right here in the garment district. And the fight continues. Even after 100 years, as we look to where this industry is, when the multi-fiber arrangement expired and we lost, most of our garment industry was decimated and went abroad, it left devastation, and left devastation mostly in the lives of women. In the pandemic, these workers, this is one of the only industries that's predominantly on the factory floor, what you'll see is women, were deemed essential workers because she was no longer just making our pants or our shirt, she was making our protective gear, she was making our masks. And while she was keeping us safe, she was making pennies apiece and getting COVID and wondering if she can put food on the table. And so 7 months ago, we in California won the Garment Worker Protection Act. That's right. And it seems incredible that here we are 7 months later with the leadership and solidarity of Senator Gillibrand, and now with support from Senator Booker, Senator Warren, Senator Sanders, for us to be building a more ethical and sustainable fashion industry. Woo! You have heard from garment makers, this is what we want, you know, and in 2022, simply asking for a minimum wage rather than piece rate is the minimum that we can do. But guess what? We have also talked to manufacturers and brands across the country, from New York to the Carolinas to Texas to San Francisco. And many of them who are early endorsers of the bill want this. They want to have an industry that invests in its workforce, that invests in technology, that builds sustainable products. Well, guess what? Our bill does all of those things. We set the minimum wage as the floor with productivity incentives on top. There is a $40 million grant, and there is a tax credit to come back to America and make products here. And so I invite all of the brands who are still thinking about it, all of the manufacturers out there, to lock arms with us. Fashion is a $3 trillion industry. It is made by women, it is marketed by women, and it is women who keep it profitable. And so it is time for us to lock arms as activists, as legislators, as garment workers, and as brands to pass the Fabric Act. Please join me. Let's do this.